Hey guys, okay, some girls recording on, I'm on the Some Girls Again Twitter page because my main page suspended, which I did speak to Grok about and showed me a way to, and agreed that it was just an algorithm because it happened like right after. But the tweet was, with regard to this war shit, the tweet was, you know, Trump with all his, as Candace would say, deranged. Let's go back over here. I'm not even going to read it. He's bombing Iran. I can't even get into this. Um, Here's Candace Owens. A full payload of bombs was dropped. Shouldn't that be a full payload were dropped? Or I don't know. I don't know. I smell someone else is writing these posts. Followed by now is the time for peace, utterly deranged. If we had raised the 100 million Edelson gave him on GoFundMe, maybe he would have kept his promises. Guess we'll never know. Well, okay, so Candace, I get that. Candace is married to part of the operation. Her father-in-law is Lord Farmer, part of the House of Lords. He's a major Zionist. He's an Israel firster. And, the whole operation with the CIA, MI6, and Mossad is all combined together doing this whole BS thing. When I replied yesterday, and I was just actually waiting for my insurance agent to get back to me, and I just put in context of a retweet. I just said, go to H asterisk LL because I'm ticked off because I spent 10 years of my life cheerleading for this person. I don't even know what to even think. I hadn't. I need to tell the channel about this to get advice, but we'll do that in another video because I have. Okay, hang on. Okay, so we're going to skip that right now, that antidote that I was going to talk to you about. This is upsetting. It's insane. We have been on the brink of this crap since the late 70s, which most of these people commenting don't remember, especially the Gen Xers, which the Gen Xers I find so... This is no offense to anyone that is listening to this that is Gen X. But Gen X sort of ended the era of greatness, as far as I'm concerned. Although some people are okay, but the ones that I know, no, they're, they let their bodies go. They get tats all over the place. They started kind of sucking off their parents for money, made excuses not to get jobs, the suicide tattoos all over, body piercing and all that crap. Now, if I were born just a couple of years after I was, very minimally, I would have been a Gen Xer, but I'm not. Plus, I was one of the youngest people. Well, I was at the end of the boomer shit. But I grew up in a boomer neighborhood where I was the little kid, right? The little girl. And, I was a very girly girl. I mean, I'm very into the outdoors and working out and taking care of my body via, vitamins, diet, blah, 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 skin care, But Gen Xers were the ones that, stopped taking showers and all that, Ugh. And they don't understand, the shit that went on in the late 70s where the, more conservative dads were watching this show called Nightline, which was, I can't remember the name of it, Ted Koppel, I believe. And it was when there were hostages. One of the hostages was a Marine, a first Marine from Wisconsin. So my dad immediately, his name was Kevin Hermaning. My dad immediately identified with that and was anti-Iran. Now, my dad is dead, and he would have been like 93 or, close right now, right? If had he not died, close to 94. And, it's just always bad, 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 bad. And then that sentiment went down to the boomer kids. And then we have the Fox News generation, Fox News supporters right now that are, were born in the late 40s through mid to late 40s through the, late 50s, and they just watch Fox News. The ones that are like me, I would never turn Fox News on. I have not turned it on for well over 13, 14 years. I mean, no. it, that channel makes me want to vomit, as do all the others. Frankly, I'm thinking of getting rid of my television altogether, and I'm glad that I got there again, because when I was ill, I started watching TV again. And when I first started doing videos on this channel, I did not even pay for cable or order it. I had internet, period. That was it. And this channel, well, my channels began in 2016. My Some Girls channel did. So Candace Owens is correct, but is she controlled ops? I don't know. So Trump, we've completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites, blah, 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 blah. I don't even want to do it. A full payload of bombs. It should be was dropped, were dropped. See, it's not Trump. I've gone back and I've read his tweets and shit like that from 2015, 2016, even earlier. And way long time ago, before he even ran for president, because I started wanting to compare the grammar. Bombs is capital or all caps. The word nuclear is capitalized, which doesn't make sense. Congratulations to our great American warriors. Like, the people aren't not with you on this. There is not another military in the world. The word world, see, he did not write like this. He's highly educated. I sense it's either that stupid Margot Martin or that absolutely imbecilic Caroline Leavitt, who is just like IQ 80, maybe 86 tops. She is the example of someone that has been heavily vaxxed. and the hair and the chubby body and the dress barn 1990s crap that she wears now. Just she's more worried about her hair and her appearance. I was listening to uh, Colonel Wilkerson, I believe, on Judge Napolitano show on X, and he said that Trump does not get briefings. He has people put video clips together for him, sort of like watching Fox News. I mean, he is insane right now. He is deranged right now. Um, he's not dealing with, like, he's just not behaving. He's insane. I never thought I'd even say this. I'm actually shocked that I am saying it, but it's true. Um, After bombing the fuck out of someone, he says, now is the time for peace. And then after that, exclamation point, thank you for your attention to this matter. That's like you're writing the customer service department of a company that you want a refund for. Or you're requesting that someone help you out with something and like, hey, you owe me $20 because I stopped subscribing to this. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That's like a closing line. And then sincerely, I mean, who's putting, he is not writing these, because I read at one point somewhere that when he does write them, he writes DJT afterwards. So just wanted your thoughts on that. Wow. So now diplomacy is writing on a shitty social media app that nobody even goes on. I mean, I just do not like the app, and I won't go on there. I mean, yeah, Candace owns Totally Arranged. Yeah. Let us see what some of the replies are, and then we are going to cut. This is a Fox News idiot. It sucks to be you, America hater. I don't think they hate America. I don't think they fully understand us because of some issues I had with my neighbors that just moved here 3 weeks ago from, as they put it, they're Persian from Iran. I mean, they've been here for a while. They're in this building. I looked directly at the woman and her husband, asked them if they wanted to borrow a little teeny AC unit I had in my storage locker because it is about 90 degrees in here right now in this building. Well, it's actually higher than that. It's 86 with my AC running. But I have, well over 1,000 square feet that I'm dealing with here. And it's hard to keep it cool based on the design of it, the architecture of it, blah blah blah. But I'm okay. I'm not. I am uncomfortable. But then again, I'm not. Like in certain, like in the bathroom, it's terrible. But you know what I'm saying. So I just said, and I could, they're new to Milwaukee and on the third floor and lots of windows. And I just said corner, and I just said would students see how they keep their apartment, which is really neat. And I said, you could borrow this and I'll show you it. And it's in my storage locker that does not have anything in it except for like some boxes. Okay. I said, I'll leave the locker open if you want. You can just take it. And it's just like, they didn't even get it. Like, how do you open the window, you put the effing thing in, you shut the window, and you seal it off and use duct tape or newspaper or towels or whatever if you can't fully seal it in the window. I've used it up here. I have two of them. I have the little one, which I offered them. There's a pajit, standing there, and he gave it like as if I was giving it to him as a gift to this other dude. And I'm like, no. That's not what I meant. And now, and they haven't even put it in. Like, they think it's like this big deal. Like, how do we do this? So I decided I want it back, but now because there was such a massive misunderstanding, and there was a very big lack of respect, because he said to the other guy, hey, do you want it? Why don't you take it? I'm like, wait a second. And he starts walking up, and I didn't even know who this person was. I said, whoa, wait a minute. Because I said to them, I said, I need it back if you move, or after the summer, or if I move. You can borrow it for the summer until you can get yourself your own, So I don't know. There was a major lack of disrespect for me from both parties, because the Indian dude was thanking the Iranian dude who I was letting borrow my property, which, by the way, is in 100% mint condition and works really good. And I only used it for 2 summers, and I take excellent care of everything I own. I even wash and dust the cords in my house that are like attached to my TV, okay? Or to a lamp, or, this is or an extension cord and I know how they keep their place. I've seen it. I don't know how the Indians do. And when I moved in here, it was absolutely fucking filthy by whoever was in here, and that gets in, that can ruin or damage a unit. I don't know if they have pets. I don't know. I'm like, whoa, no. So I better not see it in one of their, if they don't have it in one of their, I don't know how to communicate with these people, and I'm really trying. This is why women can't be president. This is bizarre. God bless you, Trump. This is insane. I really used to love your show, but you've gone off the deep end. Great disappointment. A mental break. May God guide you to wisdom. Wait a minute. They aren't doing anything to us. We're in 3 different wars right now. Are you people insane? We had no right or no reason to do this. They didn't attack us. They're not planning on it. Anti-Semitism, there it is. And suddenly Hezbollah is a proxy of Iran. He is a fraud from the very start. He deserves no credit. Well, he's lost most of his base. And that's why I don't follow Candace or don't watch her show. Because this is an account that I rarely have been on in the last 2 years. I haven't been on this account since 2022 or 3. We have no business giving another country billions and billions and billions of dollars and then doing their dirty work because they want to take it over and destroy it. That's what we're doing in Ukraine. That's what we're doing in Gaza. And that's what we just did. Show me in the Constitution where it says the U.S. should do that. So let's go to another clip, and then I am going to close out. It is the Ted Cruz. Hang on. I hope I can bring it up. This is insanity. It's the Schofield Biblists, these evangelical Christians that are just mental. Okay, right here. Oops. Where are we?
I guess. Oh no. I'm hardly the one who's. I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's a misnomer because the people are individuals. Okay? This man is insane too. He is a nut job.
Right. So it's not the money.
Bobby, have you?
Taken money from the Israel.
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals. So AIPAC raises a lot of Israel.
I guess. Oh no. I'm.
Why is it weird?
Sponsor. I think it's disgusting.
And by the way,
seem able to say that.
Let me tell you something. The biggest sponsor of terrorism, who created Hamas? Israel. Mossad, CIA. Do you guys really believe everything you hear? Because if you do, open your eyes.
Sure, I would say don't spy on us. They're going to anyway. And by the way, the Brits are, the Canadians are. Like, I don't think...
Well, I'm not for that at all. Okay. I think it's disgusting. But we don't actually pay their... we're not their most meaningful sponsor. We're not sort of paying for the operations of the British government.
So I got to say, and this is... It's weird.
What's weird is you, Ted Cruz, a Canadian man that greases his hair, that has gotten so fat, he literally has no neck anymore. And now he's got this beard thing going on to cover the fact that he's got such a big double chin. He is a pig, and his daughters look like they're ready to go straight to the Ashley Biden Rehab Center in Florida.
We're talking about isolationists, the obsession with Israel. Why is Israel...
Oh, I don't think I'm obsessed with Israel.
Okay, but I think a lot of people are, and like the question, Israel spies on us. Well, so does every other country. Why are you mad at Israel?
I guess... Oh, no. I'm hardly the one who's... I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel...
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals. Right. So it's not...
That doesn't make sense. If AIPAC is a lobby... but the people raising it for him are individuals. That doesn't make sense.
The PAC itself, but they're individual members who believe in the American-Israeli friendship and relationship.
Is AIPAC a foreign lobby?
No, it's an American lobby. It's the AIPAC stands for the America-Israeli Political Action Committee.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest...
Is there an American-Iranian Political Action Committee?
Not a whole lot, effectively. Listen.
My God.
I came into Congress 13 years.
This is important. I came into Congress 13 years ago.
Israeli political action.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest, not a whole lot effectively. Listen.
If these people don't vote the right way, they primary them and they get them out. No matter what their faith affiliation is. Look at this fatso.
I came into Congress 13 years ago
yes.
with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate.
Why would you go into the Senate and your number one reason was to be the defender of another country that gives you a shit ton of money and tells the U.S. what to do? Wow.
Israeli political action.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest, not a whole lot effectively. Listen, I came in.
Tucker knows exactly what he's doing here, and I generally don't like him, but this I like.
To Congress 13 years ago
yes.
with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate.
Great.
And I've worked every day to do that.
So every day you get up and go to work, you work to defend Israel. Not the United States, not the state of Texas where you've been elected, but another country that's a terrorist ethno-state.
AIPAC, a lot of times.
His speaking style, he goes off AIPAC a lot of times. Yeah, he's weird. His father is super weird. His father thinks that he was born to be king of the world. I'm not kidding. All right.
AIPAC, I wish were much more effective. Like there are folks online who are in the fever swamp of terrified of AIPAC, and AIPAC.
I'm not terrified of AIPAC at all. You're the one who seems a little uncomfortable when I'm asking.
No, not uncomfortable at all.
I'm just asking what AIPAC does. My understanding, having known a lot of people who work at AIPAC, is that it lobbies on behalf of the Israeli government.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
America has thousands of colleges and universities, and a lot of them, unfortunately, are basically just scams. It's one of those things nobody really wants to talk about, but everybody on some level knows that it's true. What's an impressive college?
What a bad time to put an ad and I can't get around it. Unreal. Well, let's talk about something else. I don't understand where this dude's coming from at all, but this interview was pretty good. Are we almost finished with? Oh my God. Well, we'll continue on. I believe that there is a large communication gap after my issues today, trying to be a nice, good person to reach out to some people that I knew were suffering. Living in last summer, I took a picture of it. It was 94 in my place, okay? And living in a 94 degree, and before I put my AC unit in, it's 84 right now. Okay. Wow, was this a long ad? It's 84 degrees in here, which is okay. You know, I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Don't forget, Ted Cruz did not come to the U.S. until 1974. He was born in Canada. Canada did not offer dual citizenship at the time he was born. But somehow the scholars have, because he'd be so easy to beat that if he ever ran again.
AIPAC took a position that deviated from.
And what kills me is he claims to be this big fan of Reagan, yet when Reagan was in office or elected, he was only 10 years old. I don't know many 10-year-olds that, this is all just a big facade with this big fatso.
Yahoo.
All the time.
Name one.
Okay. Let me go back and give a little history. If you want to do a deep dive on AIPAC,
I don't. I want to do a shallow dive that gets.
No.
I want to get to the core question. AIPAC is lobbying for a foreign government, and I don't. It's not.
No.
It's lobbying for the United States.
It is lobbying for a strong U.S.-Israeli relationship.
Okay. So
it's
not has nothing to do with the foreign government.
It wants America and Israel to be closely allied.
Okay, but it's lobbying on behalf of the interests of another country.
So that's not true at all. And
what
if
are you
not
talking
true.
about?
No.
How much contact do you think AIPAC leaders have with the government of Israel?
No idea. I imagine some. I think the government of Israel is often frustrated with AIPAC because AIPAC's not nearly strong enough.
Do you think there's any coordination between the government of Israel and AIPAC?
Do they talk? Sure. If you're lobbying for more U.S.
Does his voice annoy the fuck out of you? Look at how fat he is. His
Mexico trade, would you talk to people in the U.S. and Mexico and the government? Sure. Like if.
So I'm not mad about that. There are a million countries that lobby Washington. I like a lot of those countries, including Israel.
But AIPAC are Americans. They're not Israelis.
Hold on. There are tons of Americans who lobby on behalf of foreign governments. I know them. I'm related to some of them. I know how it works. I'm from here. So my question is not, is it outrageous that foreign
I know how it works. I'm from here. Good one, Ted.
governments lobby the United States?
Tucker.
They all do, okay, including Israel. My only question
Again, why does he always wear the blue and
is, why don't we admit that is what's happening? You're denying it, but it's true.
Yeah,
and
because what you're saying is false.
Why aren't they registered as a foreign lobby?
Because they're not.
They're not a foreign lobby.
No, they're not. And this is that there's a fever swamp.
What are they?
Look, it's not a fever swamp. These are very reasonable questions, and you've accused me of being obsessed with Israel.
If the purpose of them, according to Cruz, is to have tight relations between the U.S. and Israel, then wouldn't that be a foreign lobby?
Which I'm not.
I actually haven't. I've said
and being
isolationists
feverish about it, which I'm not at all. I find it's a very tender spot when you ask it, and I don't know why.
So, Tucker, all right, let's go back. I was first elected to the Senate in 2012. I came in Obama's second term. And I actually saw AIPAC be badly wounded in a way they never came back from. And the second term is when Obama did the Iran nuclear deal. And
all right, you know what? We're going to have to pick this up another time. This guy is so creepy. We dodged. You know what? It wouldn't have even mattered if he was president or Trump was right now. This is a mess.